What is up, guys? We're here with another Couplex episode where we basically talk about rubbish and we dabble some relationship advice for you fellow couples out there that are struggling or trying to find something interesting to watch or listen to while you're in your
Or just
downtime.
get advice on relationships of your own.
Okay, so back to me. Basically this show's whatnot, relationship advice, whatnot. Just sit back and enjoy while we just go down a random topics of something you may like or you may not like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So our first topic obviously should be about the coronavirus. We're doing good. We don't really go out ever unless it's to the store. And we go to the store about once every 2 weeks to grab things. And we try to find a list of like 10 things or more to actually go out. If it's less than 10 things, well, then we don't go out. So, we're self-quarantine and we don't want to get this coronavirus. I feel very bad for the people who have lost their loved ones in this pandemic. It's pretty tragic to have this happen, and it happened so fast and so quickly. But in the meantime, we are trying to entertain ourselves, and this is one thing that we're entertaining ourselves with. I just feel that like it is boring, but then again, like if you do have somebody in the house, always try to upbeat them because they might be feeling down or whatever.
Yeah, and so we're going to change the topic really fast right there because I really don't like talking about coronavirus because it's already been talked about so many times throughout so many media out there that is pointless to talk about it, and it's kind of boring at this point, which is like gloomdale. And so we're just going to bring it into like things we like to do or keeping ourselves busy at this time. Like, we are in the coronavirus time where we're all locked inside and most of our things are opening up again or some things are still closed. So you can't really go out there and, go to the beach or walk. Whatever. So what do we do that you guys may do that may be interesting at home? Well, we just watch TV mostly.
Well, we watch TV and watch TikTok, where I am addicted to TikTok. Now, I've had a lot of ideas to do TikTok videos. I actually posted a TikTok video and it actually got taken down, which I don't understand because there's nothing inappropriate about it. And they actually deleted it off my account. So I don't even know how they did that. So it kind of made me mad. I've not made one since then. But I am addicted to TikTok. TikTok's been pretty entertaining. I've been wanting to do TikTok with this guy over here, but he's like, no, I don't like that idea. And I'm like, just freaking do it. Like it'll get 100,000 views. Who fucking knows? But I'm mostly on TikTok. He watches TV or plays video games. It's not like, we're doing stuff around the house very often. Our house is actually a fucking mess. And we're okay with it because nobody's coming in here and seeing it. So that's okay.
Yeah, so honestly, besides watching TV and playing video games or on TikTok or, cooking, cleaning, whatever the stuff you randomly do, I have made it a custom where, every day I have to annoy Stephanie some kind of way. Like it can't just be like a normal day where it's just like a calm in the water. Like, no, I have to like come up with a strategic way of annoying her. It could be like the same thing over and over again until she gets annoyed, or it's
absolutely hate it. Like literally every freaking morning he wakes up before I do, and I don't even get a good 5 minutes to just freaking get woken up, and he's over here literally lifting me out of the bed and like trying to wrestle me. Now, as I'm in that state of mind, I'm just a bitch in the morning to his opinion. And yeah, anybody who wakes up and has that shit happen is a bitch. But I do enjoy it because, it is funny. And, sometimes I'm like, oh shit, this is nice. He cares about me.
Yeah. So that's a tip, annoy your spouse any type of way. They may get annoyed, but at the end of the day, if you see them laughing, they like it. I think that's it. I think that's the only thing we do. I do out of our day. I mean, we have a tennis court, so we try to play tennis, but
Yeah, we do.
but that was only once. We
that
only
was
did
only
once.
one
We only
time.
did that once.
Yeah. And it was really nice outside. Blech. It was really nice outside. Our weather's been pretty nice for the most part. About like mid 70s. Actually, we have a patio, but we have no chairs out there. It's only a little tiny table.
Yeah,
And I've been asking for a chair, okay? And he had a good idea. He's like, Steph, just blow up the air mattress out there. And we have a like an outside rug out there. And so I blew it out and it fit perfect on the rug. I freaking took a nap outside and it was dark time when I woke up. That's how comfortable it was. And I watched some All-Americans and stuff like that. But I thought that was like a fun thing to do. Even though I didn't do it the day after, I thought that one time was like, okay, this is enough. But it was actually fun. It was like, you know, it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
We're trying new things out here, guys. We are bored out of my mind, just like you probably are too. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's just us two in this house. So it's like, there's really no, like inspiration from other people around us. So it's like, I mean, we see our neighbors running around knocking on neighbors' doors and see like, you have like cooking pans and shit. So it's
oh yeah,
funny.
yeah. One of the girls downstairs or whatever, when I was laying outside on the patio in the air mattress, they were asking, like they were looking for people like on their patios and asking if they had a pot to make like some kind of like banana pudding or whatever. And I guess they didn't have one, but I was going to be like, oh yeah, I got a pot and make a new friend because we have no friends. But I was too tired, so I slept.
No, it was, it was really weird because we were just laying on the blow up matches and then all we hear is, hello.
And we're on the third floor, okay? So we're like, what the heck?
We thought she was talking to us because they're like, we couldn't see under us because we're like, do we have a floor on top of us? Yeah, we do have a floor on top of us. But like there was no one on top of us. We couldn't see. Like obviously, it looked like she was staring right at us, and I was like, I was about to speak, and then all I hear is like I hear a guy from the bottom floor be like, "Yeah,
I got a pot."
I was just like, I was so confused because I was like, I was literally like going up and down. Like when you're little kids and you're trying to hide from your parents, like you're just hiding underneath a thing and you just poke your head back up just to see if they're looking at you, and then you go back down. That's literally what I was doing because I couldn't make out if she was really talking to me or not. And it was like,
and we didn't want to be like, oh, are you talking to me? And then she'd be like, no. Like we didn't want that, so we just was like,
the second we
were just filling her out. Like, who the fuck are you talking to?
The second I heard the guy voice, I just literally just kept my head down, just like, oh my god, this is so awkward. I literally made eye contact to this girl, and it was just the most awkward thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So I mean, besides our neighbors doing muckery stuff outside, this is our entertainment besides TV.
See, we actually around like towards the end of March, like spring break time, we were actually supposed to be going to Costa Rica, and unfortunately, of course, that got canceled. But we were in Florida for a good time. We got to see some friends, and when we got back, well, your girl was sick. Now, obviously, I called the doctors. I was like, yo, they asked me like a bunch of questions to see if I needed to go to get tested for corona. And they said, right now you're mild, but if you have any other symptoms like blah, 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 then you definitely need to go to the emergency room and get tested. I was like, okay, cool. So when we got back, it was pretty bad. Like my highest temp was like 103.1, and it was pretty miserable. But it didn't last very long. It probably lasted for like a good week or in a couple more days. But I had to self-quarantine myself in my room, and that was torture. But this man, he helped me out. Like, honestly, I thought I was going to die because this man doesn't know how to cook most of my food. And he tried his best, and I so appreciate that because it showed like, wow, maybe I need to give him more credit than, what I normally do, because he fixed meals that, like, even though I didn't like, he's like, you need to eat this. Like, it's food. I fixed it. Eat it. I tried my best making it. And honestly, that's in a relationship, that's what you need to see, is that they're putting their 100%, like 110% in it. And that's what I saw. So I was always thankful when he did fix me food, or, oh, I need a cup of ice for my water, or Gatorade, or whatever it could be. He always was there, got it for me. He didn't say, oh, wait, and had me wait for an hour. He got it right there, right then and there. So I did appreciate that. And that's really good that, you know, he did that for me while I was in quarantine. But yeah. I should put that out there, because you always need to see the little things that your spouse, couple, whatever, that you need to look out for.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's me. I'm the good boyfriend. She doesn't do that for me.
I do so much.
I have to wait 2 hours for my food, you know?
Well, there's certain times that I like to eat, because what this man will do, if I fix like dinner at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, 10, like freaking 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm hungry. Can you fix me some more chicken nuggets and fries? And I honestly don't want to do that. So I try to make it a little more later than earlier. So it's like 6:30, 7:30, like between there, that I cook dinner. And by the time I get done with dinner, it's probably around like 8. So, you know, that's what we've been doing, because we do have our sleep schedules off. We've been waking up at like freaking 12 every freaking morning. Well, it's in the afternoon, so, but still, like, that's why I do that.
Well, yes, but it's okay. Either way, I still get a full belly, so it don't really matter. I just like teasing you.
Yeah, I know.
I like teasing her about like things that, you know, it's fun. Like, you know, it's okay. Like, there's a thing about like you always, yeah, like there's a lot of sensitive girls out there, I've noticed, like especially on TikTok, who like can't take a joke, or, you know, literally I've been seeing it. Like, people get like upset over the most littlest things, or like, you know, you may say one little comment and it just like flips them out, and you're just like, oh great, now I can't really say that ever again. I really don't like those things. Like with Stephanie, like she gets mad at some points, and like, you know, there's times where I'm just like, you know,
certain subjects that come up and he keeps bringing them up, then yeah, I get mad. But if it's something like, I know, like if he calls me a bitch and I know it's in a playful way, I'm okay with it. But if he calls me a bitch when we're like in an argument, then that's not okay. And that's when he crossed the line. So like, I'm okay with that. And some girls are like, don't call me crazy. Don't call me bitch. Like, I'm okay with him calling me crazy and call me a bitch when the time is like, literally when the time is like, okay.
I'm not saying with that. I'm just saying like with things
but
like.
You do that often.
I know.
We both call each other bitches. Okay.
I'm just saying other things that's like more of like, you know, more sensitive. Not more sensitive, like in a way where like, you know, I'm still playing with you, but it's like in a funny way just to see you react. And like, you know, somebody's like, you like to see me mad. Right? That's Stephanie always says that to me.
He likes to see me get like frustrated,
right?
I would say.
So I don't know. I feel like a lot of guys do this because there's a lot of like pranks out there. And usually the guys are the ones doing the pranks because they like seeing, you know, I guess it's like I don't know. It's like a little buzz for the guys to see their spouse is like angry for some reason. Like, I don't know. It's pretty funny. So it's like, you know, I always make fun of Stephanie in ways like, you know, it's like, with other things. Like for me, I purposely made, like Stephanie knows, I purposely made a fake girlfriend called Rebecca, right? So every time she's in an argument with me, I'm like, okay, fine. I'm just going to Rebecca's house. So she can see, she can be like, oh, who's Rebecca? And blah, 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 blah. And then like, that was like in the beginning of a relationship, she'd be like, who's Rebecca? Blah, 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 blah.
I would get like upset, like, who the fuck is Rebecca? Like, what the hell? But then as like time went on, this Rebecca girl was nobody. He made her up. I was like, wait a second. So this is a made up bitch that you've been like literally telling me this whole time?
So it'd be funny because I'd be like, you know, when she's just bored out of her mind, or when she's just sitting on the couch, I like to just mess with her sometimes. I'd be like, you know, on the phone and be like, Rebecca, I'm on my way.
He likes to play fight with me. That's what he loves to do.
That's another one. Like 70 doesn't even get mad when it comes down to, saying words to her. She'd just be like, she's on her phone and she's just ignoring me. She doesn't even like, she's like, what you said to me? Like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. So it's like, there's no point to really speak to her when it comes to like getting her mad verbally. So like now I like to like
physically
play fight with her because she's like she's like, especially when she's in the like thought process, whatever. I just like come out of nowhere and just like tackle her or like, all right, I'm just doing the weirdest thing. Like,
yo, I got the funniest story to tell you guys. Okay, so literally like 2 nights ago, we were gonna take a shower together, and literally I was on the toilet going pee, and he comes out of nowhere, and he acts like he was gonna pee on me, like, oh, open your legs so I can pee between you, and literally he had his his thing out for a while, and like long enough that I thought he was gonna pee on me, and he made some sound, and I jumped so high on the toilet seat. I don't think I've ever gotten so scared because like I jumped back like on the toilet seat thinking he was gonna pee on me. Literally, it was the funniest shit that's happened in a long time. Like, I laughed so hard when that happened. And so
no, but that's another funny thing. That's the thing when we what was it, in this apartment or the first apartment? When I first did that, because
it was in our first apartment.
Because like, we did that here, but no,
you did that at your mom's. You started that at your mom's.
What, the peeing on you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, our whole lives ever since we've been to like living together, we only had like one bathroom to share. So like sometimes we'd be like in sync and peeing. Like I'll have to pee, and she's like, "Oh, I have to pee too," and obviously I'm like, okay.
Or like when it's time to go poop, like that's the worst part because he likes to take his poops for like 30 minutes, and I can take mine for a good like freaking 5 minutes, so I'm good.
Yeah, but like there's times where like where our pees are like similar in sync. Like she has to pee, I have to pee, and usually she gets to the bathroom first. And, I give it like 2 minutes on the couch. I'm like, maybe I don't really have to pee, but Stephanie goes up and pees right away, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna pee too, and so like. I started where like, it's interesting. I'm like, we could basically both pee at the same time because she's sitting, and like, if she like, this is like weird because she's naked, but not naked, but like her pants are down. She basically, this would be weird. It's like people are gonna probably like visualize this and be like, what the fuck? but like, cause girls pee with their legs closed, but if you open those legs up, right? And that gives guys enough clearance to like pee in the toilet. So it's like you both can pee at the same time. But like Stephanie will never let me do it. Like I just want to do it once to see if I'm capable of peeing in that one spot. But yeah, I've always.
Well, like I understand. Let's just say I understand if like I was completely naked and I was on the toilet and you did it. But most of the time I have clothes on. So like that's the part that I don't like when he comes and asks me that. And I'm like, I have clothes on. Like, what if you get pee on my clothes? Like kind of thing. So if I was naked, I might let him do it. But I don't know. It's just like one of those things I'm like terrified of. I don't want to get peed on.
I think it'd be interesting to see how it goes. Like, it'd be pretty funny. Oh, there's another other things like, you ever just like, because like I'm pretty sure none of you guys have seen. This is like the weirdest shit. We're going down to the dark archives now. We're going to like the weird shit you may never think of ever.
Like the weird shit couples do.
That, like, but this is like what the hell are you guys are into, like type of stuff. Like, you ever just like wonder like how's like, okay, this is like one time I did this and I was curious and I was like, what the fuck? So, Stephanie was taking a shit in the bathroom. So I was just like, you know what? I'm curious. And so I was like, yeah, you know how you when you're taking like a good poop, but you have to like bend your like back all the way, like you're touching the floor, and then you're just like in heaven after that, like after squeezing. So like in my head, like there's like so much clearance to see the toilet because like Stephanie only sits like half the toilet for some reason. And so I'm just like, I just pop my head back there to see what the fucking turds will look like falling into the toilet. And it's the most weirdest shit. Like, I tell you, if you're in a relationship, go to the bathroom when your spouse is taking a shit and just go look at that. It's the weirdest shit. I'm telling you.
It is the weirdest shit. I've done it to him too. And literally, I was like, I thought totally different. Now,
Because like, I mean, we all seen like a dog take a poop, right? So it's just like,
it's really funny looking, right? Arched back, fucking legs and toes almost touching each other. Like, I think it's hilarious when dogs take shits and they got their tail going,
yeah,
like
going
going down,
crazy.
like pinching that turd off. Like, it's like I think it's just so funny. Like, in my opinion, like, I'm really open about like being on the toilet and him like walking in on me. I don't give a fuck. And like, oh shit, I got a fart. And then like we smell my fart. Like, that's how close we are to like be okay with it. And I just think it's like really funny when that stuff happens.
yeah, I don't know. I like it because it's like, even though it's like the weirdest shit, like it's probably gross. You guys are probably watching this like, what the fuck? But
We don't give a fuck.
But to us, this is like, you know, we're showing like I get it, like it's like showing your partner like embarrassing things about you, but they kind of like enjoy it too. So it's like that's why it makes you like a better pair. And so just like seeing all that stuff, like, you know, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position to be looking like disgusting, but your like partner doesn't really care, and it seems like, oh my god, that's weird. All right, and that's like another thing, like when it comes down to teasing and shit, like I like to do with Stephanie is that, you know, I like to like tease her saying like, oh shit, I gotta tell you this. Before this is one thing. Back to like basically what I'm saying about sorry. What I was saying about,
I wish I could read your fucking mind and know what.
I just dying right here because I'm thinking about it. Like how I like to tease her saying how she doesn't look good that sometimes, like, you know, but even though she does look good, you know.
He does that all the time. And sometimes I think he's like for real, and I'm like upset.
Let me finish. So yesterday we were watching Tiger King, right? And and then what's the guy? Joe Exotic, right?
Yeah, Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic shows was talking about how it was like the time period where her husband disappeared, right? So they're doing the whole like brief description of like how her husband, Carol Baskin, and her husband met. So they show pictures of her past, right? Of like when she was like, when they first got married,
yeah,
right? Yeah. I swear to God, she looked like Stephanie. I literally turned my head.
Not fucking Carol Baskin.
I literally turned my head and looked at her, and I went, Carol Baskin? And she was like, babe, no, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not Carol Baskin. No.
And then the whole night, I was just like, Carol Baskin.
Killed her husband, whacked him. Literally the whole night.
And I was changing the word. I wasn't saying Carol Baskin anymore. I was like, Stephanie Coyle. Killed her husband. I literally, I'm gonna have to pull up a picture somewhere and of like what she looked like back in the day to what Stephanie looks like now. I can say like she looks exactly like that,
like similar, very similar features, like the blonde hair, you know, and it's wavy like right now, and it was some of the features that like, you know, obviously Carol has when she was younger. But oh my god, it was so funny.
I was just not. Well, you weren't taking it funny.
I at first I did take it funny. No, wait, not at first. After he started doing it so many times, it got more funny. So I was like, okay, I can vibe with this.
It was so funny. It was just like the weirdest part. I was like, what the hell? I was like, I got a Carol Baskin of my own. I was like, I gotta watch myself. Yeah. So that's what like little things I like to tease her, like, you know.
And I don't take it by heart. Like, I know he's joking. Like, that's another thing. Like, most of these girls take things like way too serious, and that's how you get a relationship to start your fights, your arguments. So if you just like ease up on your guys or even your girls, it'll be way more funny, and you guys will laugh it off and like play it off and like laugh about it. That's what I like.
It's better to, you know, be comfortable of saying things to each other, like you know, it would be it's better to say what's on your mind, even though like without having backlash. Like, there's sometimes like there may be backlash. Like it's like stuff like this, like stuff like people like couples are obviously scared of doing, especially guys, and especially girls get really mad about. It's about like saying things like, oh, like like that girl's hot, right? Yeah, that girl's hot. Like, at 70, you'd be like, that guy's hot. And I'd be like, yo, that guy is hot. And they'd be like, cause like things like that, like for me, I don't know, like sometimes Stephanie takes it to heart. Like, oh, and then she gets all pissy. And it's like, okay, whatever. But she just needs to know, like, just deal with it and stuff like that. Like, it's not something to get to heart, because like at the end of the day, you're with that one person. Like I'm with Stephanie.
We've been together for 3 years now. So
it's like, you have to understand, like, like I'm trying to put in the words better, because like right now I'm like rambling. It's in a way like, it's giving your partner a sense of like what you like. Like, obviously they like certain things about you, but like obviously you can't tell me right now that you're looking at your spouse and you're like, I'm 100%. I 100% like you in every way, right? I mean, that's a possibility. I'm talking about like feature wise. Like, there may be some things like you might want to change on your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever. There's some things like Stephanie wants to change on me, and there's some things I want Stephanie to change. And it's like,
we've talked about it before. Now, do you see us breaking up because we were criticizing each other on something? No, we took it as like something like, okay, we can definitely work on that. Like even together, like together is better, because then we're both shooting for a goal that we both want for each other.
And that's where I see a lot of people like leaving or like cheating, is because like there's something someone has to offer that you want at this time. Like, I get it. Like, like, okay, it's like having like, what is something that people want all the time? Like, I'll say a car. You may be driving like a 2012 car, but everybody's around you. You want, like, let's say this, your girlfriend is a 2012 car, but you go to the dealership and you see a 2020 car, and it has like
best features,
70 out of 100%, 7 out of 10 features you wanted, and your car right now only had 4 out of the 10 features you wanted, right? Instead of like, in like majority of you would just go, well, she has more features than what I want in a relationship, so she will go over there. But if you really care, like, so that to me, that means like you really didn't care about that one person. Like, you didn't really care about.
You didn't give her a chance.
Well, not a chance. Like, you just didn't love her enough to tell her, or to like, to help her adapt to it. There's another thing where she's like very, judgmental, and she's just like, well, I'm not going to change my way and stuff like that. For me, when people say I'm not going to change the way I am for you, that's a bad couple right there. That's basically, because that sense of like, you're not compromising, right? I know a lot of people are like, a
lot of people might disagree with that. Oh, why do I have to change to make you happy? No, like if it goes in both parts. See, like I would like him, like for me, I would go for a muscular, more fit guy, okay, and have his personality. But I didn't look at that when I was first like getting into dating. I looked for personality, and he gave me that first before like even thinking, oh, he's, skinny and all this stuff. I've told him in, the past, I'm like, hey, you should get like more buff, and he's tried. He's actually really tried really hard to like get that buff state. But in his cases, he's very picky, so it's been a lot harder. So I've also tried to compromise and be like, okay, so this might take longer than anticipated, because you have to compromise.
You got to see what really counts is the commitment you're making into the relationship. I'm not saying you can like change your whole like everything. Like I'm not.
Yeah, you don't need to go get surgery and get big boobs, get a nose job. We're not telling you that. We're just saying like certain, maybe let's just say you're getting chubby and he's noticing or something, and he's like, babe, why? I've noticed you've been eating a lot, and you need to kind of, your portion size is a little bit bigger than you're normally eating. back away from the table a little bit. Let's go to the gym, you know. I'm okay with him saying that to me. Like, I don't want to be chubby. No. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So it's like, you kind of like a lot of people, what really falls and breaks a relationship is the fact that you're getting too comfortable in a relationship where you don't even want to try anymore because you know they're going to be there forever. Like that's just a sense. It usually happens like when you're married. Cause like, you know, when you're married, you already got like the promise to God, you already promised to God and whatever, and you're going to be with that person forever. And that's when people actually let themselves go. You see your spouse getting chubbier and chubbier and chubbier. And by the time you're 50, he or she may have like,
that's like the highest.
She may be like 230 pounds when you first dated her. She may be 130. And that's just like a thing. Like, you know, it's just, you're getting too comfortable in a relationship. And so like for me, how we not do that and how you spice it up is like things like, you know, you have to tell your spouse, oh, like, listen, like, I think you would look better if you did this or you did that. Or, you know, even if it's like, maybe it's not the physical appearance that's like making you hate your relationship. Maybe it's the way she doesn't contribute in any way, like in a relationship. Like, you know, maybe, you know, sex is boring, or maybe you guys don't do any activities again. You know, spice it up. Go to the sex store. Go to the watch some videos.
Even look at porn videos on different positions, or you know, stuff like that,
yeah,
or
like,
whatever.
Try it out. Like, you know, even if it's like you tried everything, but you haven't like, okay, like, you know, you tried using sex toys, it hasn't satisfied you. Maybe doing this, maybe doing that, maybe doing something like you were never comfortable at doing it the first time. You know, you may enjoy it. It may hurt you, may even not. Like like even if it's not like sexual, maybe it's like, you know, you maybe she's very good in bed. Maybe she has the perfect look, but maybe you're still not getting that one thing you want from her. That's probably like attention or like or something else.
Maybe she complains too much,
or it could be usually
catty or something. Who knows what it could be?
Yeah, usually I feel like this is more of the guys because, you know, guys, you know, I'm not saying all guys are good at bed, but like, you know, there's probably guys out there like, you know, girls are probably saying, yeah, my guy's like beautiful, like he's perfect. My guy looks perfect. He's perfect. My guy acts in bed perfect. But then there's like that one thing that still makes them feel like the relationship sucks. And that's probably like the attention. Like, you know, maybe every 2 weeks you should go out and do something. Maybe it's like bowling, or, you know, try doing activities. Maybe doing skydiving. Do something like crazy. Like
crazy. Yeah.
Don't sit in the house, and don't let your fears scare you. Like, you know, if you want to do skydiving, tell him to do skydiving. Maybe that will help your relationship. Maybe like, you know, doing that together will help. Do it, like, it doesn't have to be extreme. It could be something small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, just keep trying, like, you know. But yeah, like stuff like that, it really needs to be working. Like there's like sometimes like
that's why I feel like we're so good with each other, is because we know like the bad parts. Like I do complain a lot, and I do things that bother him, and he'll let me know exactly when that happens. Oh, babe, you're complaining too much. Shut up. Like he'll tell me that, and I'm okay with that.
I'll be right back.
Because first of all, when your man is quiet about something that he doesn't like that you're doing, that pushes him more away from you. So if you're like a yeller, if you yell at him for certain things and all this kind of stuff, then he's going to hate that you yell every time. And then he's not going to listen. He's going to roll his eyes, and he's going to be, you know, he'll give that vibe that you're like, I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but that's why we're so comfortable, is because we're up and honest with each other about everything. Every little detail in our relationship is up and in front with everything. So if you guys are having problems in a relationship, you need to be upfront with each other, and you got to get real with each other. And you might cry, and that's okay, but you guys are being honest with each other, and that's the most important thing in a relationship.
And committing to each other, like your each needs. Like, you know, maybe like he just wants someone's a little like, maybe he wants you to lose 10 pounds. Like, you know, just do the effort and let him see that.
Show the effort, like, you know, first, and then
maybe you will love the way you look afterwards. So, you know,
And then you'll keep doing it. You're like, wow, man, my body looks
And-
nice. Like,
And then
maybe I should keep doing this, you know?
and maybe you want him to show more love, which is
be more
like
affectionate.
maybe be like, take me out on more dates. And maybe he will take you out on more dates, or maybe come up with a day to do dates. Like maybe every Friday night it's your day. Like, you know, you guys go out together and that's the thing. So then it's like, you know, you guys are showing things, and then little by little, you know, every time you see something that you don't like tell him to change it. Like there's like I mean, like in a way, like if it's a habit for him, he probably won't change it. That's something you have to compromise. Like there's like things like Stephanie can't.
Like there's Thomas grew up in a house where his mom did pretty much everything for him. And, you know, that's okay. And when he got out of, you know, his mom's house, it was pretty hard for him to like, I gave him one chore to do, and I was unloading the dishwasher. And, you know, when I asked him, hey, can you unload the dishwasher? He'll do it like right then and there, because I do need it done right then and there. But there are certain things I had to teach him. Like, I can't remember, but he didn't know how to clean up a mess like that was on the carpet, and I had to show him how to clean it up. Like, and that's totally fine. But if your, you know, partner, spouse, whatever, isn't helping you contribute in the household, you need to talk to him about it, because how does that make you feel? Like, oh, I have to do all these things, but you can totally be chill and not help me out. Like, in a relationship, both of you have to you got to be equal with each other, 50-50 on everything. And if you're doing like 30%, I mean, if he's doing 30% and you're doing 70%, no, don't let it slip by. Do not take no for an answer. Okay. So
Yeah,
you need to be like more stern, and obviously you need to talk to your spouse and be like, hey, I've noticed that you haven't done this, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
you know?
I mean, don't be bossy in a way.
Don't be bossy. Don't be bossy. Don't
like,
be bossy.
You know how you were describing it, you did sound bossy. I mean, you can't be like that. You know, if it's not a sense like, you know, you don't tell them things. Okay, if it's something you don't see them doing it for you, then don't do something they want from you. Like, for instance, if you want them to clean more in the house, just don't give them something they want. Like, you know, maybe if
sex.
Yeah, like, you know, if they only want sex, don't give them sex until they clean half the house. Like, make them like earn
ask
it.
them to do like a certain amount of chores that day. Like, can you do a load of laundry for me? You know, or can you take out the trash? Have him do something so you can see that he shows the effort to, okay, so I do need to do this so then I can have sex, you know?
Yeah, give them like a reward at the end. Like, that's usually how it works. I like the same with, like, it goes both ways, boys or girls. Like, at the end of the day, that's how our parents did it for us. And here's $10 if you do your chores.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
oh, if you do it in 20 minutes, okay, I'll give you like $5, you know?
So it's like things like that. And that's like helpful. And those are the things that are helpful. Like, again, just be honest. Don't let anything, at the end of the day, like, going back to what I was saying, like how, you know, if you see a girl or you see a guy crossing the street and you're like, dang, he's hot or she's hot, don't be mad at your spouse. Be like, try to look at what they have. And, or if you can't tell what the hell they have that makes them hot enough,
ask your spouse, like, oh, why did you think she was hot?
And then he will tell you, or she, like, you know,
you gotta be honest.
You can't get mad after she says, like, oh, like, there'd be things like, for instance, like, there's things like, you know, you may like, but you can't have. And those are things that compromise. Like, for instance, like, you know,
like, oh, she had big boobs, I want you to have big boobs. Like, no, you obviously can't get big boobs. So
yeah,
that's the compromise you have to make.
Like, so you could, like, you know, you could give 90% of your relationship, but that, like there, you can't be. You're never going to be 100% perfect for one person, because, like, there's always that one thing that's something that's too hard to get. You know, maybe money's not the options, and maybe you wanted big boobs and you go get surgery, and that's something you do, and you're like 95% ideal man, a woman for your man, whatever. But there may be something like you may not want to do. Maybe he wants, like, in sexual, he may want to do anal, but you don't want to do anal. So, like, you will never be perfect in his eyes, right? Because you won't compromise. But, like, again, there's things you can't control. Like, you know, You know, if you don't want big boobs, and he likes big boobs, then this is a compromise that he has to make. Because if you're 90% perfect for him, that should be honestly like, to me, 90% is where you want to be in a relationship, because you'll never be at the 100%. You'll never be satisfied. Like you can't never be 100% perfect to someone, because even though,
And we both agree with that.
because you can't even you're probably like looking at me like, oh, I love my
This
husband.
guy is crazy. Like, he doesn't think his girlfriend thinks she's perfect. Like, look how beautiful. No, there are things that, like, obviously I'm insecure about, but I can't fix them because either I don't have the money, or it involves money that I have to fix. But because of that, he's going to have to compromise and be like, okay, I understand you can't do that. So, but I appreciate you, like, blah, blah, blah. It's just those things.
You gotta, a 90% is a perfect point you want to be in a relationship. So yeah, I think that's basically it when it comes down. We kind of just went from talking to random to couple advice. I don't even know how we got here. I'm just thinking about it now. So now we could since that's our relationship advice to these worlds. Our segment for relationship. So I mean, we're at 42 minutes going in right now. We had a little interruption with the camera, I could see, but it's back up now. So there was a good 3 to 4 minutes where there was an interruption, but we're back up live with the camera. But it looks like my battery's dying on my camera, so we're gonna
wrap it up here. But I want you guys to know that you can, if you have any questions, you can always comment down below. Let us know what you want us to ask.
Yeah, and also we do have an Instagram for our podcast. It's called Couplex Podcast. So it's obviously linked down below, so you can do that, and it's probably gonna be somewhere in the video, somewhere where you can look at it, and you just type it in. Follow us. You could DM us if you don't want your comment to be public or whatever. You don't want other people to see. Yeah, just comment. We can make it anonymous. We could talk about it in the next podcast. And hopefully we'll get other couples on here, or we may get individuals and we talk to them, and we'll see what they're comfortable doing in relationships and stuff like that. And hopefully it'll be interesting for you guys and us to see what other people are interested in doing when it comes down to being in a relationship, sexual content, or activities they love to do together. So, but that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast.
I hope you enjoyed it and got a lot of information out of it.
Yeah. So I will see you later, you naughty little animals.
Peace out, guys.
All right. Peace.